welcome back everyone to the channel. It is another beautiful day out here in Green Bay. It's about 7:45 in the morning. This is the earliest I've been out all year. We've been doing a lot of night grinding and it has definitely been paying off. So we got a absolute banger of a video coming for you guys as well. From one of those nights we decided to break out the GoPro, but today we're out on the Bay of Green Bay and we're gonna be fishing the Oconto to Pesco area. It's finally pretty nice out. It is pretty flat out here, and you know, it's definitely gonna be a grind of a day. I'm not sure if this wind's gonna pick up, stay low, but we're gonna scan around. We were out here the other day as well, the afternoon. We actually did really good, so hopefully those fish are still sticking around that we found, and we're gonna get after it. So we're gonna start scanning and hopefully find some fish. There's a ton of boats out here. Both landings are already full this morning, but we're gonna be hucking around a little combination of big ripping wraps, number 7s, some hair jigs, and maybe some other secret weapons. We'll see. But I'm gonna start scanning and we'll get back to you once we find something. All right, well, slight update for you guys. It's been, I don't know, a couple hours and the sun's now up, but we switched over to a hair jig. I actually just went back to a spot we've been fishing all week. I scanned it this morning, there wasn't anything here. Now they showed up, so I don't know if they were in their night spot and then they came back out to their day spot here. That's more than likely what I'm gonna guess, because at nighttime they totally disappear and are gone. So they probably migrate quite a bit, go up shallow during the nighttime. But we're finally starting to get on some fish. Just caught a few off camera. I actually put the GoPro down for a little bit just to try to find some fish, and it looks like we found them. So we're gonna be throwing a black and purple hair jig with a little stinger hook. They are biting pretty light today. We might try a rip and wrap once the sun gets up. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer this afternoon. Might fire them up, but it was pretty cold last night. Temperatures dropped. Water temp down like 3 degrees from overnight. So that's probably why they're a little picky. So we're gonna get after it. All right, we're on. That did not take long again. Finally on a real nice pot of fish here. These ones are playing as well. We got boats cruising all over the place. Okay, anyways. All right, they're definitely munching now that they're back in here. Like I said, I scanned the spot this morning. Nothing was in here, and now it's loaded again with fish. Actually, I've been out here in the spot the last, I don't know, like 5 days or so, and it's been pretty solid. We've caught some pretty nice fish out here. I think the biggest was probably like 27.5 or something. No absolute giants, but we've got a fair amount of 26, 27s out here, and then just a handful of those size fish. So I'm gonna keep after it, and we got more fish out there, so let's get back to it. Next cast. cute little guy. But they're definitely munching. Pretty much every fish I've pitched at so far has ate, so that's a good sign. Hopefully I can find some bigger marks and pitch at those, but as of right now everything's kind of looking similar. But a lot of times out here on Green Bay, some of those real big fish will actually bite middle of the day. They don't really seem to care too much. Honestly, most of the biggest fish we've caught have been right around noon, so. Otherwise, obviously, at night is a great time to catch them as well, so. Basically all I'm doing right now is I'm just doing the reel method. Normally I'm a big pop guy, but when they're super finicky, sometimes just reeling it like that is a great way to catch them. Just reel it, don't even lift your rod tip, let it drop to the bottom, reel it, kind of just skirt along the bottom, and every time you stop it, the jig will fall back down and they'll crush it just like that. So. This one's feeling pretty good. Oh yeah, it's a big fish. I'm gonna grab the net. Oh my God. That's a monster. Dude, that's a monster. Let's go. That's a big girl. That's a big girl. Okay. That is a giant Green Bay walleye. We're gonna get the tape out and get a little measurement on this guy. That's a giant. All right, let's see how big we got. Dude, 30 inches. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go, dude. 30 incher. Whew. We've been grinding for this one, guys. We've been fucking grinding for this fish. Unreal. All right, we got a couple picks. We can get this thing back. She's ready to go. Let's go. Just what I was saying, dude. A little crank of the reel, crushed it. Unreal. Unfreaking real. We've been catching so many 28s, 29 and a halves, 29 3/4. We have 40 fish over 28 inches at least already. And we couldn't catch a 30 incher. So apparently they do exist. Let's keep grinding them out. Let's go. Just out here solo grinding, having a good time. All right, well, my gloves are soaked. In that process, we gained about 15 boats. But we are gonna go right back to it. That was on the old 7-foot medium fast. Great hair jig rod, not too fast. I like a fast tip versus an extra fast tip when using a hair jig, generally speaking, just because it gives you a little bit of leeway when you set the hook. You don't pull that hair jig out, just because sometimes those fish biting these hair jigs are biting a little light. So But like I was just saying, some of these big fish bite at noon, and it is 11:17. I was saying that right before that clip. So that was like 3 fish in a row. They're munching. We're gonna get back after it. So basically all I'm doing out here today is, since I'm by myself, I'm pretty much just gonna strictly face upwind, and thankfully it's not windy, where I can just use these electronics. I have my 360 going, a map, and then my Livescope perspective. I mainly use my perspective. Like I was saying, I got it lined up absolutely perfect where I can just pitch it out right on top of these fish, especially when they're dead center. So what I try to do is I try to slide my boat so the fish is directly in the middle of my screen, because I know if I shoot right off the front of my boat, that fish is right there every single time. Versus if it's off to the side, I mean, you're gonna be pretty close, but I have this thing so dialed in straight wise that I know if I can get them on my screen in the middle, I cast in the middle, I'm gonna catch, or at least be around that fish and be able to catch it. So that's definitely one of my biggest tips for using Livescope. If you guys don't know exactly where your beam shoots, I recommend going up to a wall and seeing exactly where that beam shoots. Spot lock down behind a wall or a dock, something like that, and kind of get a gauge distance on where you need to cast, because it makes a world of a difference being able to know where to cast on these fish in relation to your Livescope. So basically what I'm doing right now is I swung and I drifted. Now all those fish are directly in front of my boat. I know my jig is going to go through about 10 of these fish. And we're going to see if they want to bite. Like that. Oh, okay, well, that's what happens when you're trying to look at your electronics, but it works most of the time. Boom. Another decent one. I'm gonna scoop it just to make my life a lot easier. Perfect, the jig fell out. And just another 20-incher or so. If you guys are wondering what I'm using, I'm just using a black and purple hair jig from On the Fly Tackle. Per usual, clap in fish. These things are probably one of the most durable hair jigs out on the market. I've probably caught like, I don't know, 100 fish on one jig and it's still ripping. So definitely a super nice jig. They are custom. They make a whole bunch of other different colors as well. And this is a 3/8 ounce that I'm using today. So. Next cast. Oh. go. That one ate it on the fall. That one was sitting right on a zebra mussel line. Pretty long and skinny, not a giant one. See you later. All right, another one, next cast. We're lighting them up. Just a little guy. They are choking it pretty good now, so maybe we'll switch to a rip and wrap later, but we'll do that probably once this bite dies. Bad one. Not a giant, not a bad one. All right, another little guy. We are putting the smack down on them today, folks. Just a little guy. All right, well, another dink. See if we can't crack another big one here. Watch that one on the Livescope. Turn on it, crush it. Oh, decent. Oh God. All right, another solid fish. I don't know how big this one is, but pretty fat. Pretty fat. That's a solid fish right there. Really fat, actually. That's a big fish. I'm gonna get a measurement quick and let him go. Another 26 incher.
by.
Well, a lot of the boats are starting to fan off the spot, but I'm still picking away at onesies and twosies. It seems like there's not actually a ton of fish here, but they are hungry, and I honestly haven't moved a whole lot. These guys are just keep drifting through, and I'm kind of out on the outside edge of these guys from when they came in here, but it's working. I'm probably gonna keep grinding this out. There's not a ton of fish, but I'm catching fish very, very consistently by myself here, and you know, I'm just fishing right along this zebra line. Actually, is where all these fish are stacked. So I don't know what these guys are fishing, probably just all the sand, but I can consistently see small pods, singles, doubles, even like a 8-pack every once in a while. But every single time I'm pitching on it, they're almost crushing it every time. So I'm gonna keep doing it, even if I go find a school of 100 fish. I mean, I'm catching them every 5 minutes here, so definitely can't complain. One. All right. I don't know where the GoPro was aiming there, but a 24 incher or something like that. No, I just got snapped. Well, that jig was working, and there is a ton of fish out there. So get one of those back on ASAP, huh? Okay, that didn't take long. First cast with the hair. I was just stopping my clip. He's dogging me. It is a walleye. Another decent one. All right. Another one. Yeah, well, that's a sure tail sign to stick with the hair, I think. So that's what we're gonna do. Although it kind of seems like they probably would bite anything at this point. So, but we're gonna keep the hair ripping and getting some good averages, a couple big fish on it. So definitely can't complain. Another little guy on the hair. Getting out pretty deep now. We're sitting in like 17 feet of water, and honestly I don't think I've ever fished out here this deep, but I've just been just cruising upwind, facing the boat up, trying to find new fish. Honestly, I've probably gone a total of, I don't even know, like 400 yards maybe. Not very far, so there's quite a few fish in here. And I see guys catching fish all around me too, every once in a while. So there's definitely plenty of fish in here to be had, and they're biting pretty good. So I'm probably going to make a few more passes just where I just was, cast onto some fish. Have been continuing to catch some smaller ones, or average size out here. But we're gonna call it a day here. It's been a absolutely phenomenal morning with one absolute giant, a few other really nice fish. So hope you guys enjoy the video. We'll catch you guys on the next one.